Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're got another project on this canoe. This is a aircraft carrier of an old town canoe. It's quite big, and me and my two sons, we like to go paddling in it. And we have a trip coming up, and I wanted to kind of make it a little more comfortable for us. You know, right now we have me in the back, one of my sons in the front, and then in the middle we do put a cooler and whatnot for them to sit on and paddle. But that cooler is taller than the gunnels here, and so it makes it kind of an awkward paddle for them. So what I'd like to do is make a seat. I'm going to remove this middle yoke here and then make a seat into the canoe, so there's a third seat here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get it done. We're just going to kind of wing it today. So anyway, let's get started. We're going to take some measurements and then move into the shop. All right, this middle yoke is really right in the center of the canoe, and I'd like to reuse these holes if I could. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing and just drop it down, and maybe this will be the back holes, you know, the back attachment points, and then I'm going to have the front up here, so the seat is a little bit forward of the middle, and that way the weight's probably more evenly distributed with my two kids up here, and then I'm in the back, and probably some gear more in the back. So we're going to take some measurements, and the seat is going to sit down lower. The canoe's pretty vertical. Some canoes I think kind of bow out, but this one's pretty vertical, so it stays the same width. So we're going to take some measurements here and see what kind of length wood we got to cut. So it's 34 3/4. See if it's the same up front. 34.5 roughly. So what we're going to make some rough cuts and figure out how far down we want to make the seat, and then we can always cut it a little shorter. So if we make it a little long, we can cut it shorter later. But it gives us a little basis to start with. And the old seats are about 10 inches wide. I think that's a good width, and I'll probably do the same for this one. So anyway, let's go in the shop, try to find some wood for this thing. All right, so I'm back in the shop, and I don't have any more pine left over that I made that yoke and thwart out of. I kind of used them all up. I think actually one of those was probably the last little bit of pine that I had. And I just, again, wanted to use some of the wood that I've cut down on the property. And this is some oak that I have. And I kind of cut this up from a bigger slab because these have a little bit more imperfections. They're all kind of split. I don't know if you can tell, they're all split here at the end, you know. So there's not a lot of usable wood on them, but I think I could get a nice 1-inch width out of it, you know, 36 inches long. Let's probably just cut them 36, and then we'll cut them to that 34 3/4 later. Also, they have some thickness to it. I think this is either an inch or an inch and a quarter. Let's see. I think, yeah, 1.25 inches thick. So it's really stout wood. I may keep it that thick. I could slim that down because this oak is pretty strong. I'm going to cut 2 lengths that are 36, and then we're going to rip them down to maybe like, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches wide, something like that, on the front and the back. And then we're just going to have little stubby pieces that are going to go in the middle. Now here are the 2 main beams. I ended up cutting it down a little bit, so this is 1.5 inches is still the width, but the thickness of it I went down to 1 inch. When I just had it 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches, it just seemed too bulky. So I cut the 2 main beams. I picked the 2. It has to have some splits in it, but nothing too crazy. I think they look pretty good. This is 9.5 inches. The whole seat is wide. It's 9.5 inches, and I think that's pretty good. I actually have a seat that you could strap to this that is 10 inches wide. So I wanted this to be a little bit, well, actually I think it's a little less than 10 inches. So I wanted this to kind of match it if I wanted to strap that to it. So also, I was trying to determine kind of how wide to make the seat, and so right now I'm kind of settled on 18 inches. It's a little wider. I mean, it's no rocket science. I was, you know, just measure your backside and see how wide it is. So this gives me a nice, you know, extra space as well to grow into, I guess. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at this, and my plan is to just glue this seam for now, let that dry, harden, and then I'm going to screw it on each side. Now that all the sanding is done, I was able to hit it with 2 different types of sandpaper to get nice and smooth, rounded over the edges, so it's a little bit easier to the touch, and also when I put the straps over it, that it doesn't want to eat it cut into the straps there. So now I have just this glued across here, and obviously I want to screw it together, and I want a little bit more stout screws. I got these things, these exterior grade Simpson strong tie, I think, screws. They're a little bit more thick, screw. It seems like a little more stout. I don't know, just it's a little long than I wanted, so they're going to sit here on both ends. They have this kind of flat head on them, so they're going to sit real nice and even with the wood there, so it's not going to stick out like a bolt or something. I bought some bolts that are going to attach to the sides here and go through a block and then through the seat, and I got 6-inch long bolts, and that means I have about a 3-inch block. So that's pretty good. I think the next step now is I'm gonna put some polyurethane on this, and probably several coats. So it's gonna take me several days to do that, and then we'll start, kind of assembling it. All right, it's been a few days now, and I've put about 3 to 4 coats on this seat cover or the seat frame here, and we're about to cover it. And I did the same for the blocks that kind of drop the seat down. And now it's time to put the webbing on, and what I'm using is some like straps, like tie-down straps that I had. You'd be surprised how much strapping is needed for the seat for just something this small. So I have black, and then I have this green one. Just trying to figure out the spacing here. There's one on each end, so that's a good starting point, and then just trying to figure out how far apart to make them. right, there we go. It's pretty sturdy. And this just pulling it hand tight. So it took one black strap, one green strap, and then a little bit of a third green strap just to get this last piece. And I think it came through pretty even. I have a full strap on the ends. Looks about 1/8 of an inch just about everywhere. You know, this way and vertical and horizontal. So I think it turned out pretty good. So we're gonna go test it out on the canoe itself to see how it feels, but also start putting these blocks on. Gotta drill holes through this. And then these are the bolts that I've got. These are galvanized bolts. Again, I couldn't find stainless bolts this long at the store, so we're gonna just do galvanized through the gunnels, through this block, through the seat, and then a nut on the bottom. So anyway, let's take all this stuff over to the canoe and go from there. My drill bit wasn't long enough to go through everything, so I gotta drill the bottom again. All right, guys, so this is it all complete. I think this turned out pretty good. I have the 3-inch blocks on the side, which I think is a good depth to kind of get it down. At least for this canoe, I think it was a pretty good choice to do the 3-inch drop. And then I did measure the seat, and it was 18-inch wide from outside to outside, and it's 9 inches deep front to back from outside to outside. So anyway, I thought this was kind of a cool project. So first one I've done for something like this. I think I'm going to use this knowledge on a future project that I have maybe on the horizon. But anyway, I appreciate you sticking around for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.